Yo, what's good, everybody? This is Mr. Composition, the MC that writes fiction, and this is a Black Clover chapter 267 review. And man, the official chapter is out, and it is entitled The Devil Binding Ritual. And it's so dope. I actually like the way that Yuki Tabata went with this, because if you remember on the previous chapter, chapter 266, you see this almost infusion of Asta and the devil, but come to find out, because a lot of people, including myself, speculated that he was, fighting within himself. We didn't know it was going to be an actual Asta physically going against his anti-magic devil in the flesh. And it's so dope because the chapter starts off with the anti-magic devil's full body, and it looks like literally a mixture between the word magic devil and Asta. It's so interesting. And it starts off with the anti-magic devil doing their, infamous laugh. And he says, "It's been forever since I was in the physical world." And Asta's like, "Is that what you actually look like, devil?" And then Asta goes on to say, "There's something I've been wanting to tell you for ages." And then Asta says, "Thank you." And there's a panel with Nacht, and then the anti-magic devil like, huh? And it said, Asta goes on to say, "During fights, your power has saved me over and over again. It's thanks to you that I've managed to fight up till now. So seriously, thank you so much." And the anti-magic devil goes on to say, you're saying that to a guy who took your right arm. And Asta's just like, there's no complaints. That's the deal that I made. And the anti-magic devil's just all like, "You're an idiot. I am literally about to murk you." And Asta's just like, "I can't let you do that." And then he goes on to say that, "Actually, I just remembered the first time we talked. Geez, come on, you're the one who's short," because back then the anti-magic devil had called him a dwarf. And then the anti-magic devil was just all like, "You really don't understand your situation," and freaking calls out Asta's freaking grimoire and pulls out the demon slayer sword. And the anti-magic devil is like, "There's no way you can win this." And then he goes and throws as far as the demon slayer sword at Asta, missing him and basically like slapping him around. And then the anti-magic devil is just all like, "You walked right into my turf. It's not just gonna be your right arm. I am taking all of you." And Asta's just like, "I don't want to fight, just listen." And Nacht's just all like, "Fight." It's like, "You came here to get stronger. You need to defeat him no matter what it takes. If you lose, the devil will take over your body and you'll become a grotesque monster." And freaking Asta's like, "What?" And then he goes on to say, Nacht goes on to point out all of the skulls within the place that they're at, and he says that all the bones on the altar belong to people who failed the devil binding ritual, and if you lose, I'll dispose of you and put you up there. And then it shows this panel of, it looks like, humans, and they are basically taming the devils. And then there's some where they have like devil heads. There was one YouTuber who brought up a good point, saying that this looked like Baphomet. Now that's very interesting, and we'll explain that a little bit later. Now Asta goes on to realize, like, oh, wait a minute, like, this is forbidden, you know. And Nacht reminds him, like, yo, we have 2 days. That is it. Like, do you really think you can get stronger by that time by using decent methods? And he's just like, this is a world you entered because you had no magic and wanted strength. And anti-magic devil goes on to, you know, strike at him again. And then Nacht's, you know, confused and just like, what are you doing? He's like, if you keep this up, you will die. And Asta's just like, no. And Asta, using his key, is able to determine that the anti-magic devil is actually not trying to kill him and that he's holding back. And Nacht's just like, what are you talking about? The opponent that you're facing is a devil. There's no such thing as a devil with principles. And the anti-magic devil, which is very interesting, agrees with him, and he says that every devil out there is a total scumbag, which, as I've heard before, that's very interesting because usually the devils kind of talk very highly of themselves and talk down as far as to people or beings, you know, that aren't devils. I mean, even if you hear the way that the word magic devil talks, if you hear the way that the dark triad talks, even if you hear the way that Nacht talks, it's very, you know, condescending and kind of just all like, yo, you don't even exist. And Asta, you know, goes on to say and notice that when against the word devil, he can tell the difference between the word magic devil, the dark triad, and as far as the anti-magic devil. And he's just like, yo, he's holding back. Anti-magic devil is just like, I'ma steal your whole body. And then Asta tells the anti-magic devil, just because you're a devil doesn't necessarily mean they're a bad guy. And then the anti-magic devil kind of stops in his place, and then Asta says, after all, and there is a woman, a silhouette kind of a woman next to Asta as he says that. And then the anti-magic devil's just like, damn it. And then he triggers a memory of a woman that looks like Asta, and she says, you aren't a bad guy. Now they're in, it looks like a forest, and then the chapter ends. Yo, there's so many theories and speculations, and one of the top anime kind of like breakdowns and stuff, they put something on the title, and I was glad that they put this because I had actually mentioned this in a video and actually in a comment stating that who Asta's father is, you know. And now the speculation is that the woman, that the anti-magic devil has this flashback of, you know, it's speculation that we may have just seen the face of Asta's mom. Now, the only reason that this is speculation is because, for one, the outfit that she's wearing is similar to Asta's. The hair is similar to Asta's. The face, the eye color, like all of that. And I wouldn't say eye color, I would just say the face and stuff like that, because we haven't seen like the official, like, colored in everything like that. But yo, that we're just gonna go out on the whim and be like, that's Asta's mom. If it's not, I would be completely surprised. But this woman, and the only other reason why, you know, it's being speculated that that's Asta's mom is because she has like the same like bottom facial features and hair length and clothes as the woman that popped up in the flashback when Asta was going against Dante. You know, she literally had the same clothes on, and she had a freaking chest wound, like, and that was triggered through Ghost being stabbed, you know. And so with that being said, let's just go into theory here, and I'm only gonna do like a little theory. Now, if you like this, make sure to hit the like button, make sure to hit the subscribe, and if we get 50 likes, then I'll do a full video breaking down this theory. Alright, here's the theory. Now, the theory is, what if the anti-magic devil is ASTA'S father? Now, we want to look at a couple of different things here. Now, it wouldn't be far-fetched, you know, in different lore and different things like that, someone being pregnant by a devil, that's, you know, that's not some random stuff, you know, different stories, different things, a woman giving birth to half demon baby and different things like that, definitely could be possible. Now, with what was being said, now this chapter is very interesting because it kind of ties into a couple of other things, which is what Nacht was saying, as far as the devil binding ritual, and as far as the devils taking control and becoming some type of monster. Now, I want us to go back to Patri, and Patri becoming a dark elf. Now, the interesting thing is that in the previous chapter, at the end of chapter 266, the half that looked like Asta had the typical pointy ears and the kind of hairstyle and, you know, of as far as an elf. Now, here we go. Now, there is, the elf arc was very important for many different reasons, but I think that it foreshadowed a lot. So are demons or devils like corrupted elves? Because we got to look at the process of them getting a grimoire. You know, like that whole process, as far as Licht making the 5-leaf grimoire, and then we have to look at several things. You know, the fact that these are these 4-leaf grimoire individuals that create, you know, this demon. Now, where ASTA'S dad, let's just say that he is an elf, and then he used forbidden magic, and now he's the anti-magic devil. Okay. Now, we just found out that there has been descendants of Tetia and Licht living. Now, let me know what y'all think. Now, do you think that ASTA'S mom could have been an elf, or possibly a descendant of Tetia and Licht? Or, this is my theory. My theory is that the anti-magic devil could be the descendant of Tetia and Licht. And I'm gonna go out even on a crazy whim and say that the child that survived is actually the anti-magic devil. Now, that could be a kind of stretch, but all I'm saying is that Asta has Licht's grimoire. You know, I personally wouldn't find it far-fetched. Like, I would not find it far-fetched if that was the case. And something that happened to Asta's mom, either at that point or something like maybe maybe the anti-magic devil was not even that far yet. You know, like maybe the actual death caused him to dive even further. Now, several questions still exist. So for one, we have to take into consideration that when Neru was asleep, that is literally the only time that the anti-magic devil could have went in there. Now, from that point to the point of ASTA'S mom, you know, we don't know how, you know, from that aspect the anti-magic devil was interacting with ASTA'S mom, because we don't even know what time frame this all is going on at. We can only assume that this happened, you know, 16 years ago and different things like that. But what if ASTA'S actually from another time? Like, you know, because there, you know, we got the Wizard King, and this may be me going on a super out there theory, but we got the Wizard King who deals with time magic. He's brought back to life using the, you know, capsule that's named after Neru. Now, we had the past and the present combined by having Licht, you know, the reincarnated elves, and the first Wizard King fighting the word magic devil with the present day knights. Now, it could be, there could have been like some type of, I wouldn't say like portal or something like that, but I feel like there's so many ways that this can go. But if y'all actually want like a elaborate theory, because there's several points of references that I'm able to come to try to actually show how this theory is possible, and that includes several hints. Like we have to look at the fact that Licht's and Tetia's offsprings would be hybrids, and we were actually first introduced to hybrids by way of Charmy during the elf, you know, arc. And I don't think that was by accident, because the particular hybrid was a human and a dwarf, you know. So we have humans, dwarfs, we have humans and elves. And what if Asta is the hybrid of human and devil? Crazy, right? I don't even hey, we don't know, but we have to look at several different things, you know. And I think that the bombshells that have been dropped the last couple of chapters, I think we might be overlooking just how important these bombshells are. Like, I think that oh man, tell me what y'all think. Again, this is just the Black Clover chapter 267 breakdown. Yeah, let me know in the comments what y'all think, and make sure to hit that like button, drop a comment, hit the subscribe, hit the notification. That way you can know when the next video comes out. Again, my name is Mr. Composition MC that writes fiction. Peace.